Hello, hello, hello. It is I, Jen, and I forgot to update the title card before I started the stream. Welcome to Glitch Jams Live. It is, in fact, not the sixth episode, but it is, in fact, number 7, which is great. We love that. Yeehaw, number 7. Boom, look at that magic. Let's get into it. My name is Jenn Schiffer. I am the Director of Community and OBS Forgetter and Microphone Haver, and I lead community at Glitch, and this is Glitch Jams Live. This is our Friday live stream. This is the last one of 2023, because next week is the holiday week. What is Glitch? That's a really great question. Glitch is a friendly community where you can build the app of your dreams. And a lot of you have, and that's what we're going to go over today. And then we're going to build the app of my dreams for the gift-giving co-jam that's happening this month. This is an interactive stream, so if you're watching this after the fact, hello, thank you for joining. You will catch me looking over at the chat and talking to the chat. And if you're in the chat right now, welcome! Glad that you're here and spending a little bit of your Friday with me. So let's jump into it. The first thing is I'm going to post in the chat our run of show. So all of the links to all the stuff that I share, you can find and click through on your own. And yeah, let's jump into it. So news and updates about Glitch. As I mentioned before, this is the last stream of 2023. I'll see you in 2024. And if you've missed any episodes, including this one right now, or if you just want to relive the magic of the last several weeks of us doing this, we have a YouTube playlist on the YouTube channel, which if you're watching, you're on it now. Please like and subscribe. But check out the Glitch Co-Jams live playlist for all the episodes. And by subscribing and looking at the playlist, you'll see future episodes ahead of time. Another cool thing that's happening right now into the new year is our last year on Glitch. The link is in that run of show on jamslive.glitch.me. We're asking the community to choose what their favorite apps of 2023 was. And so go to the Google form. Today's the last day for submissions, but if you need the weekend, we'll allow it. I'll be checking this on Tuesday. We're looking for what are the most inspiring apps, your favorite WebXR experiences, tools that helped you, the most beautiful apps, the apps that made you laugh out loud or laugh your butt off, the best playlists on Glitch, what apps helped you learn, and then we introduced the superlative best Fediverse app. So check that out, and we'll be featuring what the community has chosen in the new year, which is in basically a week. Let's see. Speaking of the holiday, there's no stream next week, and Glitch support is going to be closed on Monday, December 25th for Christmas. I'm just giving y'all a heads up for those that are here live. Any tickets or questions in the forum and through social probably won't respond until we're back on Tuesday, December 26th. We always have someone on call looking for urgent issues and emergencies. So if something bad happens, someone will be there. But otherwise, we'll get to you on Tuesday. And we have a handy link in our help center so you can see all the holidays. And while you're here, same thing is going to happen a week from that Monday. January 1st, New Year's, is a holiday. And so Glitch support will be closed that Monday, and we'll be back Tuesday. So I hope you all have a happy and safe holiday season and get to enjoy a little bit of the break from the hectic chaos that is the end of the year going into the new one. What else is going on next? So if you go on glitch.com, we have an app of the week, and this week it's Cubitu by Naoto Hieta. Naoto had shared in the forum a starter they did with OpenCV.js and P5.js and remixed it for their Code Jam submission from last month's Code Jam. The prompt for that was self-portrait. And so Cubitu is their remix of that they updated, and it will look at your camera ask you for your camera view. And it will do like a cool, like, almost, it kind of shows past cubes and changes the timing of them, so it's almost like a future predictor of your movement, which is really, really neat. So you can remix it and do this on your own. We featured this before in the code jams, but it's now our app of the week, so thank you, Naoto, for your contributions. I kind of like the way that I look here. Naoto has a lot of really awesome apps that we've featured on the stream and throughout, so I'm just going to give you a little thank you for your prolific contributions to Glitch. Go to the support forum, search app of the week, and we've got a form where you can submit apps, whether they're yours and one that you like to be featured, or you can comment on any of our YouTube videos, email community@glitch.com, or reach out to us over our various social channels and say, here's an app that I made, I'd love for you to feature it, and we will add it to the list. What else is going on in the world of Glitch? More technically, I've been sharing this forever, but we've been rebuilding Glitch, and we've asked for your help to update your projects that are running old versions of Node, specifically Node 8 and below, and we have since deprecated those. And so if you're running an old project, if you're running a project that has an old version of Node that we've deprecated, 8 and below, the app right now is not running. You'll get an error page that says Node needs to be up to date, which is totally okay. All you gotta do is go into the editor of your project and update the package.json file. We have a help center doc here. Just search Node version in help.glitch.com and give you all the information about what has been deprecated, what's available, and how to update it, and what happens when your project is running a deprecated version of Node. Once you go into the editor, just update it, and at some point soon after that, the project will be running again. And if you have any issues from the help center, you can contact support and we'll help you out. We don't have any updates yet for when we're deprecating other versions of Node, but we'll give at least 6 weeks for you to plan on those updates. Cool thing though that we had just updated is that if you go to your dashboard, glitch.com/dashboard, or you can click on dashboard in the navigation, we've added a label to projects that are running these deprecated versions of Node that say Node, whatever version, needs updating. So you can just go through your dashboard and click through, and if there are projects that you're like, I need these to actually run, you can go in and update them. And again, if you have any issues, just let us know and we'll help you out. The gamer fuel today is a coffee with creamer and my ridiculously large jug of iced tea that all of my friends and loved ones make fun of me for now, which is great. We love that for me, but at least I'm staying hydrated. Okay, let's see what's going on. Gonna clear out some of these tabs. I'm gonna like breeze through a lot of this stuff because we have some live coding we gotta do, and it's the last chance at the end of the year for me to get some of this stuff done. But yeah, let's see. Okay, some cool apps that the community had shared this week that I wanted to share with you. Camp Notes is a low-effort kit for creating embeddable interactive sound maps without the need to code. This is like a starter using Leaflet, which is a cool app, and it is a map, and when you click these items, there's a little audio thing of someone talking. Everyone who knows me knows that I love map apps on Glitch, and I feature them often across like our forum and our roundups and stuff. And I love multimedia maps and maps for storytelling. And so this is like a really great starter if you wanted to create your own interactive sound map. And yeah, check that out. That's campnotes.mop by bbarn. Thank you for sharing. Looking at the chat, Gnome Saint said, I just submitted Web Archive Embed Starter as a useful tool I remixed to navigate an archive I manually made of web pages excluded from the Wayback Machine. That is really, 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 really cool. We love that. We love the old web and we love the archival of the web. And I can't wait to check that out. Thanks for submitting that, Gnome Saint, in the chat. Let's see. Oh, I messed up. I clicked the links on my run of show, and I just realized that I messed up a link. In fact, while I'm here, I can just edit that live. I'm gonna start the live coding. The run of show is actually an 11T app on Glitch, and every episode I just put in all the links that I plan to share, and then I share it with the group. Let's see, where is that broken link? Other library. Okay, let's see. I had that wayward glitched on me. Cool. Now that's working well. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay. Other Library is a really cool game, beautifully illustrated by James Morwood. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo interactive game where it provides things you have to look for. And the illustration is just really cool. And if you hit the space bar, it loads in color, which I guess will make it like easier for you to find. It's just like a really, really, really beautiful illustration. And you can kind of like zoom in by clicking through the app. I love this little sleepy guy. It's called Other Library, and I love it a lot, and you should check it out. Thank you, James, for making this beautiful game, and I'll be looking at other apps that you make because whatever Shapeface or Little Ones is, seems really cool. Actually, I'm just gonna click on Little Ones and see what happens. Some of these things might be like in progress apps, but yeah. Anyway, thank you, James. Love that. Realistic avatars. This one is super neat, and in fact, I'm going to I have a link in the run of show, but I'll copy it in the chat because, you know, we've been doing WebSocket related stuff on the past few streams for the project I'm working on and showing everyone's presence. And this is a cool new demo from Networked A-Frame. A-Frame is a WebXR framework that has HTML components for WebXR experiences. And Networked A-Frame is creating experience with A-Frame where there's like other people with you in the project. And so you can actually join in this demo, and this creates like realistic avatars. And so I'm gonna choose, let's see, what kind of looks like me. All these avatars across all these projects have like hair that's like well kept. I'm gonna choose my name. I'm gonna enter, and it's gonna drop me in. And if any of you or anyone else happens to jump into this, it will pop you into the space. And it's a VR app. It's best experienced with a headset on, but I do like that these A-Frame apps work on the desktop. And so yeah, I think it's going to generate a random avatar. And yeah, oh, I like this one better. I like the jumpsuit. So love Network A-Frame, huge fan of that project. Thank you, Vincent Fretten, or Freeton, apologize if your name is mispronounced. Thank you there. And go to Vincent's profile, Vincent Fretten, for more Networked A-Frame, NAF, that's what it stands for, examples. They're just doing really cool stuff on Glitch with multi-user A-Frame experiences. Off of Glitch, but still related, Stefan Bohacek, in his blog, I've featured this on the stream before. Stefan's been making really, really cool bots on Twitter and now Mastodon, and has been using Glitch forever. And he recently wrote a blog about turning an RSS feed into a Mastodon bot using Glitch and Pipedream. And so they talk about the Federation of WordPress blogs and just having a feed to share onto the Fediverse. This is something I want to do for my own blog, which happens to be an 11T project, so that's probably going to be my like holiday break project. But they set up a project on Glitch that creates an RSS feed, and then they add items to it using Pipedream. and they just walk through the entire process and workflow. And I believe Pipedream has like a free option, just like Glitch does. But I really like the extensive screenshots and walkthrough of the project. Yeah, so this is something that I want to do for my blog, and thank you, Stefan, for sharing. Not just sharing, but like writing it all together. Let's see if I can get to their profile from here. Here I'm in the editor of RSS Generator. I'm gonna click share and go to their profile. Stefan's username, and thank you, Stefan, for your work. So those are the apps I wanted to share this week from the community outside of the Glitch Community Code Jam Cinematic Universe. In case you didn't know, every month we've been doing a code jam where we give a prompt and we don't just casually make apps around that prompt. We kicked it off last month with self-portrait. This month we're doing gift giving, where we are thinking and coding about gift giving. So we're making gifts of code, projects that help other give gifts or decide gifts, or just making something for ourselves as a treat, a little gift. If you're working on your project, you have until the end of the year to submit it. All you gotta do is add hashtags CodeJam and gift giving to your project, and I want to share a couple that have come through. The first one is Gift Chooser 5000. I think the hyphen at the end of the username, at the end of the project name, might be causing embed issues. So let me visit. Let's see. Security threat. This makes no sense. What this project is, it just like randomly shows gift ideas, and I think this was working in Chrome, but it wasn't working in Firefox, which is a fun, exciting bug. So let's go in the script. Sorry to the creator, but what they had is they have an array of different gift ideas, and it just chose a random gift. And so what I liked was it had the PS3 and also Kitten Dog, and then this long one that was like a box and a box and a box and a box. So yeah, I think that the hyphen at the end of the project name causes some issues with Firefox, and I will look into that. So anyway, thanks your mom, Scott. You're not my mom, but you get a thank you anyway. And you can see they submitted by adding those hashtags. Gnome seems I should try VRing the simple emojicons character selector I made for easily sending emoji as a Pages favicon. That's a really good idea. And then said, will there be a single multilingual page prompt? A single multilingual page prompt. That's a good idea. Can you clarify more of what you're thinking around there? Because I have to think of like the thing with CodeJams, the vision is like a simple prompt that's like not too niche, but kind of guides people a little bit. So yeah, if you have more ideas or even kind of like 2 to 3 word prompt phrases that would fit there, let me know. Casey said, I think you should go into advanced. There's an override. Let's see. Advanced. Add cert domain. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know what the issue is. I don't think it will allow me to. Let me open up a new tab. Advanced. Oh, except for can continue. Okay, so okay, thank you for the tip. Okay, so this is Gift Chooser 5000, and so as you click it, it's hard to see because of the text colors, but they have the ideas pop up. A box and a box and a box and a box and a box, box, box. So yeah. Gnome Same followed up with talking about the multilingual page jam prompt, having country flags you click on that changes the language of page text instantly. That's a really good idea. I think even just like, I think like a prompt that can lead to something like that could be just like multilingual projects, or something like that. Yeah, that's like a good idea. I also like the idea of like a project that changes based on where you are geographically, not just like in language. And also kind of like temporal changes. You know, the old glitch.com, the old logo, we used to change it based on the time of day that you were at. I don't think I have any old glitch stickers around me, but the old logo, we had like multiple versions of it. But that's a really good idea. Thank you for that. I'm gonna actually take a screenshot and a note on the chat so I can save that. Yeah. Okay, so jam idea. We've debugged your mom Scott's project. Sorry about that. Another jam project. This comes from our colleague at Fastly, Sue Smith. Sue made a project that teaches you about status codes. It was inspired by HTTP Cat, and it is about it's using Keanu Reeves to teach. So let me visit that. If you've ever like gone to a page and it didn't exist, you might have gotten a 404 not found. And this project is truly a labor of love. Sue went through every status code. I wonder if oh, bonus, try selecting invalid code like 1000. Well, whoops, this one isn't on the list. And there's an MDM page. There's a status code that's not a teapot, right? I'm a teapot, yeah, 418. If you want to go into like a deep dive in some of the oddities of the web, the 418 I'm a teapot is a valid response code. And so yeah, let's see, did she include 418? I'm a teapot. Yes, Sue. Thank you, Sue, for including that. That is important. I'm gonna give Sue a big thanks. And you should check out all of Sue's other really cool projects. And yeah, as them saying said, yes, be excellent to each other. We love Keanu Reeves here. I don't know, it's just the immense amount of work that she's done to get this going. Oh my gosh, I love Too Many Requests. Oh god, it looks so soft. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Sue, for your submission. And sending me on the random tangent of the I'm a teapot. Let's now get into what I've been working on for the Code Jam. So I shared last week that I made a playlist of WebSocket apps on my journey towards making my submission for the gift giving jam. And what I wanted to work on, let me go to the jams live, is I wanted to make an app. I prototyped this in Make 8-Bit Art. I was like, what if I have a status, like my face, I'm happy if most of the people on the page are presents, and I'm sad if most of the people on the page are not presents, or the case that I chose were roaches. And I'm using WebSockets so I can detect everyone who's on the page, and the server can do a bunch of all these calculations. And so yeah, let's see if we can get to my vision there. And as I've been working on the WebSocket stuff, I created this playlist so that you can get started and make your own similar app using WebSockets. Casey and I collaborated on one earlier this week, which you'll see more of in the new year. But it's been a lot of fun making like cool dynamic experiences for fun little things. So let's dive in. I'm going to close some of these tabs. It's time to live code. If you want to follow along, in the Run a Show on the bottom, there's a link to, there's links to everything I've gone over, but on the bottom is a link to my project here. It's a jelly raspy plier. And what we have so far is a page where everyone that's on it can move around and they're present, and then if you click, you become a cockroach, which is something I don't like. And that's where we got so far. So y'all can go on it. I'm gonna post a link in the chat. I'll post a link in the chat. Let's see what else is being said. Jen's laughing out loud. Casey's laughing. I'm gonna pretend that you're laughing at something I said that was funny. But it might also be Sue's work. Gnome said, I recently found that making a page relevant to a topic, your podcast covers them, emailing a story to them about it. I'll freely read out your glitch address on their next podcast. Thank you. Okay. Go to that page and you'll be able to scroll around. I'm actually opening it on my work machine as well, so that there's two of me here. One's a present, one's a roach. You can see that there. And we're just kind of like drawing. And right here, around the roach, I just covered it, but I can refresh. And you see that there's this like emoji here of me being like, ooh. That's because they're presents. And what I want to do is that if most of the people are on the page are roaches, then that face will go sad. That's the point that we got to last week. So what we're gonna do this week is some refinements, and then going to actually change the state of that emoji and get to see everybody decide whether I have presents or bugs. Oh cool, I'm seeing people move around on there that are not me. I love that. Okay. Before we get into that, there are a couple of things that I did change since the last stream. So let's see. So what I was doing was originally I had let me open my notes. When I had the client sending the emoji as the actual what the emoji is to the server, and what I changed was that, in fact, I can show and rewind what I've changed. That's probably easier. Okay, so what I changed was, instead of sending the emoji, I'm sending the emoji choice, which is an integer, instead of sending like a present or a roach. I switched that because you don't want to let the client send a string to the server, because they can update in their dev tools and send something that you don't want them to send, essentially. Anybody, if you have them sending the emoji from the client, they can swap out like a gift or a roach with like a middle finger or something like that. And I just don't want them to have that control. So it's actually easier if you have an array of the emoji, like I do here, and the choice is the index of that array, and then they can send it. Now, they still technically can change the array. It's the client, they can change it, but if they change the array on their client side, no one else is going to see it. Only they're going to see the bad emoji, and that's fine. That's their journey. So that was something that I had swapped around. So here, it used to be emoji, it used to just be emoji choice, and then instead, it used to be the emoji, and it was the choices at that index, but instead I'm just sending the index. The other thing I swapped is I put my ternary statement back, because I realized that in using emoji choice and hitting exclamation point to swap it, I was getting like a true or false statement, and then it would be like undefined what I'm drawing with because of that change that I made. So I added that ternary statement back together. So that's what I've done since then. Let me cancel rewind. And let's get into the changes I want to make next. Okay, so what I want to do next is state emoji. We want to close the preview pane. I found this bug where sometimes I lose the URL box of the preview pane, so I gotta follow up with the team and see why that's happening. It just happens in Firefox, though. It hasn't been happening in Chrome. So I want to update this emoji. I'm going to change the size of it to be bigger. So that is inside Jenn state. Jenn state. An emoji is just like text. I'm just going to be like font size 5em. And I also want to change the emoji of the presence of everyone on the page, which are span elements, and I'm going to make the font size maybe 2em. Let's see. Cool. Now it's a bit bigger. I like that. Cool. The other thing I want to do is I want to not have it draw the emoji. I just want one emoji per person, and cause people can, you can tell I work in risk mitigation. People can draw stuff that might be bad, and I don't want that to happen. So what I'm gonna do is when I get on the client side, when we get the client states, and before we go to draw it, I want to remove all of the existing emoji besides my state face here. And so the first thing I'll actually do before I draw the current locations of the cursors, I'm gonna do document dot, I'm gonna query selector all spans, because that's you can see here we create an element for span for each of the emoji choices, and then for each of those, because when you get all of the elements, these are like nodes, you have to do a for each to iterate through all of them. For each of them, I'm just gonna call dot remove on it, and so let's see. We can call this anything. I'll just say it's span, and then do span dot remove. Cool. And then, see, I lost my preview pane URL. Cool. Now, if you refresh, well, you don't have to refresh, but I see it when you join. Now I only see one emoji for each person on the page, and they can click and move it around, which is funny. Gnomestain says getting people to resist posting eggplants is futile. Well, I stopped it. I mean, unless you can, you'd have to get into my glitch server now to do it, because all the server now is keeping is the integer state. But yeah, there's always going to be some kind of way to get it. So it's more of like reducing harm, making it harder to do the eggplant. And I also agree with you that ternary statements are addictive. In last week's stream, I had to look it up on MDM to remind me the syntax of it, because I always forget. Look at those creepy roaches coming up on my page. I remember you could click to like change it. Very, very fun. Okay, now what we have to do is the server knows the emoji state, the emoji choice of all this. And so I want to take that information and do something with it. So let's see. Okay, so here's the plan. I want to Let's put it down here. Your thing might stop working as I'm editing the server because the server has that WebSocket connection, and when it stops, like when I update the code, it disconnects you, but you can always refresh your page and keep playing around. But I'm gonna be typing a bit, so we'll keep cutting out the WebSocket connections. Anyway, I'm gonna do create an object of my emotional states. The world is a vampire, my emotional states is an object. Let's see. And I want my choices. My emotional states are happy and distressed. And Firefox has this bug where the emoji keyboard like doesn't work. And so, because I have Mac OS Sonoma, and so I have to put my emoji in a notes page so I can copy and paste it. World truly is a vampire. And there I am distressed. Okay, and then I'm gonna set my default state to be happy. And it's gonna like change, so I'm gonna use the let keyword. Let's call it Genmoji. Cool. So here I am happy. And we have to now we have to decide what the state of it is. So basically, the more roaches, I am distressed. More presents, I am happy. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm in my WebSocket handler. This is like whenever I get a message from the client like that it's sending me a state. Right now I'm saying that if there's an X and Y emoji choice, that's where their mouse cursor is and what their emoji choice is. We will set client ID state, and then we'll tell all the clients that are going on. We know the story. So now what we also want to do is we want to let's see, where do we want to put this? First, we're gonna set the state, which is the XY, and then we want to set the Genmoji. And normally when I'm trying to like visualize what I'm trying to do, especially when I'm speaking out loud to an audience or not, I will type out in comments either like pseudocode or like what I'm trying to do so that I can make sure that I hit all these boxes. So the goal is to set the emoji. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the sum of all emoji choice. And so I know how many, because the options are only 0 and 1. And so I can add all of them. Right now, on the client, 0 is present, roach is 1. If there's, we really just need to know how many roaches there are. Because we know how many emoji altogether there are because our client state is an object. We can count how many client objects are, and then we can take how many roaches there are and do roaches divided by total to get the ratio. And then if the ratio is, let's say like over 50%, then you're happy or sad. This is where I'm gonna be doing some kind of trial and error, but I think where it gets complicated, well, I know it changed. I want to swap these two and make the default 1. But it's hard for me to explain it right now until I've shown you the error. So bear with me. Okay, let's see. We're gonna add the sum of all the emoji choices. We're going to divide it by the total count of clients. And say if the ratio is, say, over 50%, then it's send distressed, else happy. Okay. So what we need to do is the sum of all emoji choice and the count of clients. Getting the count is fairly easy. We can do like const object size equals. We're gonna count all the keys in client states, not length. It used to be so much harder to count how many keys are in an object, and like ES6 just like opened the floodgates to like being able to write all this stuff in like one line. Anyway, now we know the object side, we'll know how many clients are there. And then to get the emoji state sum, we have to, I'm looking at no stands comments, divide by the total roaches and conjures, JK. You're not JK, and that's valid. Let's see. Okay, emoji state sum. We want to first set the emoji state sum equals 0. And then we've got to iterate through client states, which we've done before. In fact, in client.js, we do that here. And in fact, I can just copy that. And except for us in here, it's client states. And then we want to do emoji state sum equals itself. You know, you can always do like plus equals, but I always do it in the wrong direction, and it's just like easier for me to type out. Whatever. Anyway, we want to take the existing emoji state sum, which to start is 0, and then just add that ID client state dot emoji choice. So if it's a roach, it adds 1. If it's present, it adds 0. There we go. And then once we have that sum, and it goes through the for loop, we want to do the ratio. Let's say we added the sum. We want to divide it by the total number of clients. Okay, so now we have those numbers that we need. We're gonna do. I'm gonna have a sip of water. That's what I'm distracted by my mouth being dry. Okay. Call it ratio or state ratio. And that will be emoji state sum divided by object size. So now we have that ratio, and then we're gonna do another ternary statement. Because we're gonna do like an if-else kind of thing. We're setting Genmoji, because we initialize it up here. Right now, Genmoji is happy. I'm gonna say that Genmoji equals if the state ratio is less than 5. Monkey Mill says stuff like I could take a breath. Oh my gosh. I appreciate the throwback. I'm an absolute mouth breather. I will not step away from the mic to breath. I will step away from the mic to drink out of my ginormous jug. And if you are a YouTuber and you like Taste on Day, you might know about Badlands Chugs, who is like a YouTuber that just like chugs large drinks, and my partner, every time he sees his jar, he calls me Jenlands Chugs. Anyway, you asked. Okay, Genmoji, we want if the state ratio is less than or greater than 0.5, that would mean that there's more roaches. I don't see. We'll see. And otherwise, its choice is not happy. Okay. So this I mentioned before that I want to swap the emoji where the happy state is 1 and the roach is 0, because when you're doing ratios, there's a couple of things that are difficult. Okay, so in JavaScript, 0 divided by 0 is nan, or not number. And so in that case, it's not greater than 0.5 because it's like a number and it can't be greater than 0.5. 1 divided by 1 is greater than 0.5. And so, oh my gosh, I keep clicking. Go back to my project. This is the caveat where I tell you that I use a trackpad because I'm a sicko and I have ADHD, so the trackpad really doesn't do a lot for me there. Let me get out of here. Close my preview. And it's been acting up. Okay. Let's see what happens if... Okay, someone... I'm a present. Okay. You know what? You know why it's not working? I haven't updated the client yet to do anything about the emoji state. So in fact, we now have to... Now that the server is like technically sending the ratio. In fact, it's not sending the ratio. We need to send it Genmoji to the client, and then the client will take that and do what it's gotta do. So let's see. So we got client states. And here we got to send Genmoji. And I think we're gonna send Genmoji here also. I don't know if I need to send it when the client is closed, but that's it. Those are two points. Gnome saying math on floor, math on ceiling to avoid errors. Oh man, fortunately I'm doing like greater than or less than, so like integer to float isn't really like a huge deal here. But yeah. Now we're sending the Genmoji to the client. And now we have to update the show client states to not just show the client states, but also update my Genmoji to be what it's supposed to be. And so we gotta do that where I get a message from here. Okay, so when I'm getting a message from the server I'm in client.js right now, by the way. When I get a message, I get the client ID or I get client states, and I want to say that if I get data.genmoji, then I have to update this to be that emoji. I don't think I declared where that emoji is. I usually call them containers if they're like holding some kind of information, but and Gen state, like this isn't defined yet, so just like up here, I'll just define it as Gen state container. I'm gonna selector, and that was Gen state, if I recall correctly. Yeah, ID Gen state. Whoop. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. See, now as I'm clicking, right now there's just one of me in here. But let's see if I have the ratios right. So if I have a roach, then my sum, if I have one roach and one person, then my ratio is 1, and that is greater than 0.5. If I am one person, I have a present, so 0 divided by 1, that's not a number, and so it's not stressed, it's happy. If I have 2, this is this is why test-driven development exists. By the way, if you don't write tests, I'm like, oh man, I really wish I had a test so I can just like update the number and like not have to open this up in a bunch of windows to test it out, which is like hard to do when you're on a stream, because I don't want to share my full window. But yeah, okay, so I have 4 windows open, and we're cool. Now I'm adding a roach here, and then another window, adding a roach here. We're still... Okay, now we have more roaches than presents. Okay, let's do... Okay, now we're half and half. Okay, I think I got it. I think this is good. Cause if you want it to, if you're like, I want actually more presents than roaches, then you can change this to be greater than or equal to 0.5. But honestly, if I have a present and I have a roach, I'm like okay with that. I don't like mind bugs as much as most people do. I'm not like other girls. Anyway, if you all can go to this page, I'll post it again in the chat so you can just click it if you haven't been there. You can now join, and I'm gonna remove people. There we go, okay. Okay. We did it. We have... And let's scroll here. I love this. Incredible. Whoop! Gosh. Stop clicking stuff. That's it. Okay. I think I have all the logic and JavaScript set up. Now it's time to update my view. Let's get rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna remove this header. And I keep losing my preview pane refresh button. There we go. And oh my gosh, this is gonna be the hardest part. I want to center a line. This emoji. Let's do some CSS. Text align. The center. This section a block element? Yes, it is. Okay. There we go. And I want to make the text here. We'll call this section ID equals info. And I'm gonna move this into here. I just want to I want to keep the text so people know like what's going on. Let's see. Okay, so the info here is what do I want to say? This is probably the most interesting part of the stream, is you watching me think about what I gotta say. Click your cursor to change to either a present or a roach. The more presents, the happier Jenn is. The more roaches, the more distressed she is. And then I want to I want to change my project name. This is okay. If you are using the WebSocket app, this is good. I'm going to tell you this because if you're going to remix any of these WebSocket apps, the most important part is that you have to change the WebSocket URL in your project. So I'm going to change our project to presents or bugs and say a WebSockets app where you decide Jen's mood based on whether you are a present or a roach. And then I'm gonna add code jam, gift giving. I'm gonna save that. And because I changed my URL, I have to update it to presents or bugs. Someone said I have a colleague that when I show them a glitch I made, they go to it with JavaScript disabled just to see how broken it is. Anticipating that, I created a slideshow with Node.js version using SVG. That's very neat. I feel like in this case you'll just see like the emoji, and the dynamicism intended in the notes will let you know that it doesn't work. And yeah. But yeah, if you have any like information-based tooling, you want to have a fallback. But this is for dynamic playing around that requires JavaScript. Okay, so let me copy that. I was doing the info part. I just want to copy the URL. Ooh, I love this. View the source on glitch. And check out glitch.com/jams. I want to add a present, but I gotta copy it from another window. I literally have an Apple Notes app that, like right now, that just has emoji in it that I want to copy and paste. Oh, let me end the link here. I don't want the emoji to be a link. And then I'm gonna style this info font size. I'll make this smaller. What did I do? Oh, I've left out the hyphen. Whoa, too small! Too small! And I want it to be I just want to kind of have it be small and out of the way. Because, I don't know. Let's do... This is the least interesting part. Okay. So now, we have a little info here. And I want to give my gen state a little more space to breathe. Let's see if that's a lot. Whoa, that's too much. Oh yeah, because I have the... Okay. Click your cursor to change more presents. Presents. Yeah, more roaches, more shit. View the source and glitch and check out glitch community code jams. And then I credited myself. Here we go. Just in time. It's 3:02 Eastern, which is usually when I end things. I want to acknowledge that, remember my prompt? Let me go to Jams Live. This was my vision. I did it. Like, I stuck to my vision. I literally weeks ago said I drew this live. I was like, this happy emoji, and like these are presents. There's just something. I was originally gonna do clocks because like time sucks. But like that's what I have. And if I have more people on it, you can make that happen too. That's rad. Anyway, it's a good time to end the stream. I'm gonna post a link again to the run of shows so you can see all of the links, past and present. I'll actually just post the root domain in here in the YouTube. Like and subscribe. Again, we're not gonna be doing the stream next week because it's like a holiday week, but that just means you have more time to get your gift giving app in. And then I'll be back in the new year to share what y'all made for the gift giving jam and announcing the January jam, which I'm really excited about. I think it's like a cool one. I think it's something that a lot of people will want to be able to contribute to. And yeah, thank you for hanging out. Have a really happy holiday and a happy new year. I hope that you're safe. I hope you're comfortable. And I hope that you are as inspired as I am by everything that the community was creating. And I will see you on glitch.com and also presentsorbugs.glitch.me. See y'all.